Hey, what's up, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to my take. And look, I'm getting back to boxing. So, Errol Spence versus Sebastian Fundora. Now, who do I think win that? Honestly, both of them are good fighters. I've been saying it. Now, when it came to Fundora versus the Jamel Charlo, I said Jamel Charlo would beat him easy, right? He too powerful for him, and he can't take a punch, right? He's already been knocked out, so therefore, I give it to Jamel Charlo easy. Now, on the flip side, you got Errol Spence versus Fundora. Now, who wins? Errol Smith, Errol Spence is the smaller fighter. He's very aggressive, but you see how it works out when he fight against fighters that are actually lengthier than him. Meaning, Terrence Crawford had what, maybe a 2 to 3 inch um, wingspan on him. So when he fight against fighters, at least from what I've seen, like he had to either have the same length of the fighter, or if the fighter have a longer length, then basically they gave Errol Spence trouble. Now, why do I say that? Because Fundora is a fighter that is very tall, maybe 6'6", and his arms are very long. So all he would have to try to do is basically keep Errol Spence at a distance. Now, the reason why this can be a good fight, and the reason why I believe that Errol Spence could definitely win, is because where Fundora is weak at, I think is where Errol Spence is strong at. So the X's and O's for Errol Spence would definitely have to be that Errol Spence end up smothering Fundora's punches. Now I know is easier said than done, but all Errol Spence have to do is make sure that he continue to fight his fight. He don't have to worry about Sebastian Fundora on game plan. Long as he's able to smother his punches, he'll be good. Now, like I said, there will be no way possible that Errol Spence can beat Sebastian Fundora if he stays away and just try to slip the punches, slip the jab, and stuff like that. Um, he would literally have to basically be in on close, be in close and work in the body. 1 second, yeah. He had to be in close and work in the body. So therefore, when it comes to Errol Spence, I know he just basically took a beating, a punishment from Terrence Crawford. But the thing is, sometimes you learn from your fights, right? But Sebastian Fundora, he just beat what's the guy name? Um, I forgot Tom Sue, something like that. I forgot his name, but he basically just beat a fighter. The fighter ended up getting bloody. It's hard for him to see for the duration of the fight. But can Fundora beat Errol Spence? I think he can. But if both of them had a game, who wins? I think Errol Spence win. If they both come with their A game, I believe Errol Spence win, because Errol Spence, I believe the way that he fights naturally is all wrong for Sebastian Fundora. And then the reason I always say you can fight somebody like that long as you're able to smother their punches, that means that if he fights Errol Spence and able to stay at a distance, he wins that because his arms is much longer. But if Errol Spence is able to be aggressive and effectively cut off the ring and effectively able to dominate within the inside, I believe Errol Spence win. That's the way Errol Spence have to win. He have to get in close. He has to work the body, and then his uppercut got to be on point. His hooks has to be on point. He has to basically tear that man's body apart, which is his forte. That's been Errol Spence's thing. He been going to the body, working the body, doing you know, the, the work far as breaking his opponent down. But if he don't do that, then it's over. It's over for Errol. You know what I'm saying? But if he able to do that, then he can do it. Tim Sue, that's his name. Okay. So is he able to do that, then he'll be good. But this is a fight that I wouldn't have had taken because he just basically took a loss from Errol Spence. I mean from Terrence Crawford, and he lost pretty bad. But the thing that I like about Errol Spence is that even though he lost pretty bad, he still want to challenge himself. And I noticed a lot of fighters that challenge themselves are the most hated. I can name a couple. I can name Deontay Wilder, a fighter that wanted to fight everybody. I can name Errol Spence, the fighter that wanted to fight everybody. I can name Devin Haney, a fighter that wanted to fight everybody. But every fighter that wants to fight everybody is one of the most hated fighters. I'm not understanding that. We don't even get a lot of the fights that we want. You know what I'm saying? But with Errol Spence, I think that right, it's a make or break type situation. You know what I'm saying? I know that Errol Spence just said that this might be the last time we see him, but this is a make or break situation. It is. Because if he looked bad on two different occasions back to back, I don't see how he can come back from that. But if he's able to show that, look, man, I'm still that guy. The only person that beat me was the pound for pound king and Terrence Crawford. Like I'm able to bounce back. So the bounce back would be like Ryan Garcia, right? Although he cheated, allegedly. He ended up losing to Gervonta Tank Davis by stoppage, but he came back and then, he did what he did to Devin Haney. It wasn't on an even playing field, but he did that, right? So Errol Spence has a chance to do that, but I don't know why he picked the lengthiest opponent to try to do it because he wasn't effective at slipping the jabs when it came to Terrence Crawford. So I don't know somebody like Sebastian Fundora, the one who throws a lot of punches and values. I don't know how he's going to be able to slip those type of punches. So I was shocked when I seen that Errol Spence wanted to fight him. It didn't make sense to me. But Errol Spence, I guess, knows something that we don't. He sees something in Sebastian Fundora that we don't. So therefore, it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. But I think if Errol Spence loses, it won't even be close. It'll be one of those situations to where Errol Spence loses by a lot. Because if Errol Spence is on point with his game plan, he wins. But if he loses, it's because he wasn't sticking to his game plan and he end up, allowing Fundora to basically implement his game plan. And if I had to say Fundora game plan it was more effective, then I gotta say that Errol Spence will actually lose pretty bad. So I don't think there's no in between. Both of these fighters are really good fighters. Both of these fighters have a loss. I do think that Terrence Crawford would have beaten Sebastian Fundora pretty easy because he's a lot more elusive, more agile, harder to hit, and he packs a punch. And not Tim Sue, but Sebastian Fundora has showed that he can be knocked out. He's shown that, his chin ain't the best one. You feel what I'm saying? Although Errol Spence lost by stoppage, he didn't get stopped. You know what I'm saying? So it's the difference. Sebastian Fundora actually got stopped to the point where he couldn't even get up. So therefore, if we look at it, man, I'll just say this should be a very intriguing fight. And I know that I would have loved to see Terrence Crawford fight, but allegedly, man, I just seen something where they talk about Ryan Garcia is trying to fight the winner out of Sebastian Fundora and Errol Spence. I don't see that happening because I don't see him beating either fighter. So, I definitely believe that that's a lie. And not just that, man, it won't even make sense for you to skip over the 147 division when they got a lot of good fighters in there that he could be trying to fight. If he want to go ahead and take that suicide mission, he might well fight Boots. You know what I'm saying? It'll make sense, for him to fight Boots. And then if he able to get past Boots, it only makes sense for him to go and try out the 154 division. If not, man, it don't make a lick of sense. You feel what I'm saying? So Errol Spence, man, hopefully, because this was my favorite fighter, hopefully he comes in looking the way that he used to, and hopefully that the fight that he had with Terrence Crawford didn't take too much out of him, because if he if he comes in fighting like that, it's gonna be a short night. But if he's able to basically learn from what Terrence Crawford fight, if he was able to learn from that, then he'd be doing good. But I don't know, man. I just can't wait to see the fight. And I'm a fan of boxing, so therefore I'm not gonna stop no fighter that feel like he ready to get back in the ring from getting back in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Some people is 100% and still don't want to get in the ring to fight these fighters. You know what I'm saying? So, I commend Errol Spence to actually lose the way he did and then come back to try to fight one of the top dogs in the 154 division. All you can do is respect them, even if you never liked them. And I appreciate somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all staying in here. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button for your partner, man. And that's all I got, man. Thank y'all for